Welcome to Quest Coast, a live play Pathfinder podcast. The Quest Coast podcast is intended for mature audiences. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Oh, you're here. We didn't see you come in. Welcome to the Quest Coast.
Welcome back. Kick off your sandals.
Yes.
If you want, if you're into that.
Don't feel like you have to. We're not cops.
Welcome back, everyone, to another fun session here on the Quest Coast. I am Bill Borneo. I am joined by
Blue Jay.
and
Brick chimneys.
as we continue a lovely adventure on a train.
With combat.
Okay, shit.
Now, as we left off, Doge, Gruul, and Zaha entered into dining hall. Doge, hot on the trail of a scent of whatever entity killed poor Jonathan and snuffed the train engine. As Doge was sniffing something, suddenly he was punted across the room and hit the wall hard. Gruul, you witnessed this happen, correct?
Believe I did.
Roll for initiative.
Shit.
Is Doge dead?
Oh,
He only had D8 plus 2 HP.
He's like a spirit monster, isn't he? Is he ever truly dead?
That's true. He would go back to his plane.
I did not roll for damage. Let's roll for damage now.
I rolled a 24 for initiative. My first roll of the day was a natural 20. I think it's going to be all downhill from here.
Normally is. Doge got 17 for initiative if he's in that fight.
Nice.
Beginning with poor Doge. Doge takes 5 points of damage.
He's at 5 points?
Yes.
Yeah, he's at half.
Ooh, oh boy.
I mean, he's just a dog.
A spirit dog.
He's just a Doge. But after that kick, it's no more E, it's just dog.
You punched the highlights out of her hair, man.
What car are we in?
We're in one of the dining cars, aren't we?
We're in the dining car, yeah.
Yeah.
Pitch black.
Oh, is it now?
Wait, it's not pitch black. That's the employee lounge, but it is dark.
Just the window lights coming in.
A full dining car that she, myself, and the spirit dog are in currently.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy who just wanted to enjoy his sandwich.
Sandwich boy.
Do you want Sandwich Boy to join in on the combat?
Surely we can give him a more dignified name.
We could just call him SB. Assuming there is indeed something in here, they would have rolled an initiative of 14. So it looks like we're going.
I think it's a pretty good assumption. Dogs don't just fly across the room.
It's a magic dog. Tell me you have not seen a dog just change direction while in this Zoomies rage.
You've heard of spontaneous combustion. Now get ready for spontaneous locomotion.
Okay, but did they go flying across the room?
By their own propulsion later on, they did indeed.
Okay, all right.
Thermodynamics.
Okay, so currently the initiative order is Gruul, followed by Doge, followed by...
Whatever this thing is.
Yes.
If anything's there at all.
Yes, if anything's there at all.
It is a magic dog, after all.
We'll just call this whatever may or may not have caused this magical act occurring. We'll just call them the Force for now, as a placeholder. The power of the Force compelled Doge to lose 5 points of damage, in case you would like to track Doge's HP for this.
And the spirit dog was kicked near either of the...
He's just a dog.
The spirit dog. He's a magic dog. That's the sound of resignation.
As you entered it, would you be closely following Doge while Doge is sniffing up the scent, or would you give a certain amount of space to see what direction Doge is going into?
Between SB, Zaha, and the dog, Gruul is probably closest to Zaha. Assuming we came out of the previous carriage together, what I assume the scene would have been as we were walking in.
Yeah.
She and I are near the threshold, and the dog has gone further into the room. And then once it got like halfway across the room, then something happened to it. So I think we're further back. We then halfway got punted to the other wall. So Groll hands up immediately, like trying to guard Zaha.
If you're watching the dog track, how much space would you give between yourself and them? Would you be right up on their tail?
I think there's probably about 20 feet of space between us.
That's also a good metric for what halfway of the train car would be.
Okay.
We'll say 20 feet out, so you're at one end of the car. Doge went 20 feet.
Yep.
Sandwich Boy is conveniently, I'd say, 15 feet from where you are, 5 feet behind where Doge got kicked. Doge was kicked into the wall to the right.
And we can't see anything, right?
You cannot see anything.
Okay. Probably instinctively, Groll will put his hand on his weapon, but won't draw it because he can't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is as much of a turn as I can give you.
Hmm.
I've got dark vision, so I can peer through the room, no problem. But yeah, if he cannot physically identify whatever it is that has now kicked the dog across the room, his instinct will be to guard Zaha and not move until he can see something.
Do you want to give Zaha any sort of direction or instruction?
I mean, it's hard because he can't see anything. If he could see something, he'd be like, go get in the car behind us. I'll lock this down until it's safe. Until he can get eyes on something, he's probably just going to be like, I will be as close to her as possible and blocking her off until he can figure out what the fuck is happening.
And that's your turn?
Yeah, with a ready to action to draw my weapon.
You know what? I'm going to roll the initiative for one other person, actually.
It's for SB.
It is. But he rolled low, so it is Doge's turn.
Doge, who just crashed up against the wall, is going to strike kind of intimidating posture and growl at the direction that he just flew from.
Does he have scent or track as abilities?
He does, his scent.
Okay.
That's what he's been doing.
That's what brought him to the room. He was hot on someone's scent.
Does scent have an in-combat use where he can use it to discern direction of whatever it is that is attacking him?
It gives him a +6 to perception on smell-based checks.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So Doge is in a guarded stance, trying to make himself look tougher.
Yeah, I'm just growling.
Did he move in any way closer to where he was kicked, or did he stay where he was?
He stayed where he was, but he got up, so he's no longer like prone or anything like that.
Okay. What languages do you speak, girl?
Common, Goblin, Elven, and Dwarven.
You hear a guttural sound coming from the direction where Doge was kicked. After which, you hear what sounds like footsteps running away, and you have dark vision, correct?
Yeah.
So you can see the door opening on the opposite end of the car and then closing.
Oh, really now?
Yes. Well, it sounds like combat's over.
Ma'am, I think you should stay here for the time being while I go investigate whatever the hell that was.
That is fine with me. However, you may need this.
She will offer both her revolver and the wand that she has in her hand.
I'll take the gun.
You see Zaha strut over and pat SB on his head and offer him some tea to go with the sandwiches. He will accept, and they will scurry in the opposite direction away. So it's just you and Doge now.
I'm going to clear the car and move into the next one and hopefully keep tracking whatever this thing is.
Alrighty. Duchess,
Hello.
what are you doing?
Well, I believe I was procuring 300 gold from a desk that it was just out in the open.
Incorrect.
No? All right.
You are not procuring. You have successfully procured 300 gold from the desk.
Oh, hot damn. All right, let's do this.
So yes, you successfully procured that 300 gold. You encountered a manifest of sorts that talked about the gold shipments for Cielo Escalon.
That's right.
We could review that again if you'd like. Didn't sound like you were too interested in that.
It basically told me that there's a shit ton of gold on this train, which is something I knew about already. Although I guess I didn't have an exact number, and now I do.
Yes.
I've been thinking long and hard about this, and I think I'm gonna... I haven't been thinking that long or that hard about this. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to go to the engine room where Jonathan's dead body lies.
May he rest in peace.
The human Pez dispenser, as you described him.
The human business.
The human Pez dispenser. That was your description, not mine.
That was fun. You exit room 9 and you get into the engine room.
All right, I'm going to cast a spell called Summon Monster 2. In doing so, Doge, unfortunately, will disappear. So, Groll, as you're walking alongside or behind Doge, You see him start to dematerialize, starting from his nose all the way down to his tail until he is no longer in existence. I don't know how you react to that. I don't know if that's alarming to you.
Yeah, because dogs don't vanish from thin air.
Okay.
Summon Monster 2 to summon a small fire elemental.
You say a few words, and then before you know it, a nice faint glow appears as a small flame bursts into life in more ways than one.
Oh, hello there. All right, you stand... you're a bit small, but you just stand right there. And then, let's see, what did Jonathan do here? He just took some of that salt water and take one of them saltwater pellets and just throw it on the elemental.
You throw it on the elemental?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
We could do that.
Uh-oh.
You throw the saltwater tablet on this fire elemental that seems to be a softer...
Rick looks around confused. You walked away from the table for 2 seconds.
What the hell did I miss?
You missed a lot.
I try to recreate the scene from my tour as best as possible.
As you fumble around and find the saltwater beads, you may notice that this fire elemental seems to have a comforting warm glow. It looks to you as a friend. And then as you throw the bead into the fire elemental, there's this high-pitched hiss that almost screams of betrayal. The fire elemental is going to take 27 points of damage.
Is that bad?
How much HP does your fire elemental have? But the answer is yes. Any damage is generally speaking bad.
So it has 11 HP. Maximum it can have is 20. I can roll it out, but
You done lit a candle just to get it snuffed out. I've heard of diminishing returns. This sounds like extinguishing returns.
I mean, that's some steam, right?
As it extinguishes into nothing. The steam from it does make the lights within the train flicker on and off for a brief moment, much like the fire elemental's existence. And we're back to where we were before.
What did I do wrong here? I did the thing just like Jonathan did. Should I have used more water?
As you are troubleshooting why you struggle to make a fire.
Didn't you say last session you were a low-end spellcaster?
So as you're struggling to understand the complexities of maintaining a fire, a common struggle for many folks who have tried to make a bonfire after a rain, you hear the door behind you open and close.
I turn around to see who it is.
What type of vision do you have?
2020.
Do you have dark vision, low light vision?
No, just vision.
Oh, all right. You see nothing.
Must have been the wind.
What's your AC?
You know, a gentleman wouldn't ask a woman her AC.
What's your AC, DD?
My AC is 15.
15. Okay.
I guess I can close this fire elemental page.
Can you only do like,
I can only do small. That's the biggest one I can do.
no matter how many times can you do it? Can you resummon it?
I could. Like a Sisyphus fucking a fire element.
One must imagine the fire elemental's happy.
DD,
Yeah.
you take 6 points of damage
That brings me down to 40.
as you feel something sharp rake across your chest. And you hear a thud. And then before you, blinking into existence, a large black lizard. It slips and it falls. It looks like an alligator sitting on its rump as it looks up at you. Now you roll for initiative.
Does it have to be initiative? What if I don't engage in combat?
What if I forgo the initiative
You could
check?
you could forego initiative.
I could. It's a 6.
He got a 12.
You know what? I forego initiative.
All right, so you decide to take no initiative. Very reflective of one's decisions so far.
I'm just stunned. One, I've just been struck across the chest, and now there's a big black lizard folk on the floor.
Can I ask you an honest question?
Yeah.
If you had any cookies left over, would you offer him one?
I mean, he just slashed her chest open, so probably not, right?
Why are we worried about hypotheticals here? I don't have any cookies left.
Suddenly, a voice from beyond is like, Dee Dee, what would you do in this situation if you had cookies?
Ash, now's not the time to use that.
Crippled by my inner fight of my hospitality and this wound that I just received.
What is the extrapolation of Southern hospitality vis-a-vis fight or flight response?
Do I give him cookies? Do I find him? Do I run away? I'm going to have to hold initiative while I work this out.
What would be proper?
Either way, they go first. They will go to stand up. So you get an attack, or we'll say for the sake of open-endedness, you get an action of opportunity.
Oh, thanks, because I don't have any weapons drawn. I'm a clutch at the wound, try to stop the bleeding as best I can, and I'm going to back away from the lizard folk. Since you're... Oh, do I get a movement of opportunity?
That is an action, so yes.
Okay, I'll take a movement of opportunity to take a 5-step back.
What languages do you speak, Didi?
I speak Common, and I speak Elven from my 1 year abroad.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You don't speak Goblin, and sounds like you don't speak what... So you hear a guttural snarl as you then see it lick the claw that raked across your chest, and then it blinks again out of existence. And now it's your turn.
I really like the implication of Didi as a low-end character spending 1 year abroad learning Elvish, and now she's fluent in it. Is she a language savant? Is that what we're going to learn? She just knows a bunch of languages.
She knows just the one. Maybe if she spent some more years abroad.
New update to Southern hospitality being multilingual.
Okay, so the lizard disappears. I press my back up against the wall. Now, lizards, those I know how to handle. Belle, get in here. And I clap my hands together as I glow with energy, and I summon my Eidolon. Medium bearded lizard with white and orange scales comes into existence.
I'm sorry, I was going to ask what happens to fire elemental, and then I remembered, oh wait, no need for that. Would you like Belle to roll for initiative, or would you like Belle to have initiative the same time?
I think she would just go after me.
Okay. How is Belle situated in relation to you, and where?
She'd be in front of me.
So it's between you and the enemy formerly identified as a lizard.
Where I last saw it, yeah.
Also, what's Belle's demeanor when she's summoned? Does she, like, coo and cuddle up near the summoner, or does she come in, like, combat ready to, like, pounce?
She comes in combat ready because of my intention when summoning.
Okay. So Belle comes in ready to fucking throw hands, provide all the smoke.
Belle, time to be the Belle the Bow.
Yeah, honestly?
All right, back against the wall, I clap my hands together. They begin to glow as a bearded lizard the size of a wolf manifests with white and orange scales. It takes a combative position in front of me, ready to attack. This is Belle, my best friend. Even though Belle can't see the lizard folk, she's going to attempt a bite attack, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Belle rolled a 13 to attack.
It does not hit.
Belle manifests, bites the thin air in front of it, and makes contact with nothing.
How far away is Belle from where Didi was hit?
She's probably right in that square if I took a 5-foot back and then manifested it right between us.
Lizard's turn. It had turned invisible, and it had moved to attack you. And I was going to ask you whether 22 and 13 beat Belle's AC.
Belle's?
Yes.
The first one does, the second one does not.
Belle, unfortunately, is going to take 6 points of damage.
I see the laceration appear on Belle, almost as magically as Belle had appeared, and I pull out my Wand of Magic Missile, which I think only works on targets you can see. But I'm going to ready it, and I point it around the room, just waiting for that thing to appear. All right, you slippery scoundrel. Where'd you run off to?
It's Belle's turn.
Belle snaps in the direction that she was slashed in, and she takes a bite attack.
Okay.
Can I get a little confirmation on that?
Ooh, shit. That's a natural 20.
Ooh.
The second of the day. Was that also your first roll for the day?
No.
Oh, okay, well.
Very spicy. Okay.
So 25 altogether.
That hits. Because it's a nat 20, we're going to say don't worry about concealment.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's also a natural attack, so it doesn't actually crit.
So then we got to give you something. So yeah, don't worry about concealment. You hit.
Rolling for damage. Max damage. That's what I'm talking
Ooh.
about. That is 18 points of damage.
Belle, how does Belle attack?
She bites.
Ah,
Stand back. She bites.
Didi, you can see based on your familiarity with Belle's mannerisms that Belle has certainly chomped onto something that's got a good hold of it. After a little bit of shaking, Belle lets go.
Is she considered large?
She's only a medium. Oh, wait, no, she's large. I'm sorry. She is large.
Oh, okay.
Got a large creature in here.
Nice.
A lizard the size of a horse. I was wrong when I said she was the size of a wolf.
Horse lizard.
So she's probably definitely taking up at least the half of the car that you guys are in then.
Because the cars they're narrow, but they're long. So the width is 20.
Okay.
The length is 40 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's plenty of room for a large.
And then height, we would say, is probably like 8 to 10 feet.
Right. Unless we're running like double-decker buses as train cars.
It was funded with dark money, so...
That's a good callback. I like that.
Well, we got a lizard versus lizard fight here.
Got a good old scale scrump.
This is a sequel to Snakes on a Plane.
Lizards on a train.
All right, it is the other lizard's turn. We got a 25 and a 16.
25 beats. Oh, is it Belle or me?
Bell.
Belle, 25 hits. The 16 does not.
16 does not. Okay.
She is large and in charge.
Bell is going to take another 6 points of damage.
Well, that's hurting.
And it is back to you and Dee Dee.
I can't see the darn thing, so I'm going to have to do something else. I'm going to cast a spell.
I'm curious about that because I believe all your spells are summon.
That's true, but I have a first level spell called Rejuvenate Eidolon Lesser, or Lesser Rejuvenate Eidolon. I've heard it both ways. Yeah, I'm going to cast Rejuvenate Eidolon Lesser to heal Bell up for a D10 plus 1 point per caster level.
For like 12 points of damage, talk about helicopter summon.
I have the feat augment helicopters.
I cast my spell, and Belle's wounds magically close up as she is brought back to full health.
Woo!
Because you rolled a d10?
I rolled a d10 and got 9, plus 5 for my caster level, and she only took 12.
Oh, per cast. That's right. Okay.
Plus 1 per caster level.
Right. Nice.
So Belle's wounds magically close up, and it's her turn.
It is.
Belle snaps at the air again where she had just bit, but the creature has already moved.
Uh-oh.
I rolled a 2. I don't think anything less than a 10 is going to hit,
It won't.
and it's invisible.
Another attack from them. That's a 26 and a 21.
26 and 21 both hit, yeah.
Another 6 and now 7. So 13 points of damage.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand to pick up a handful of saltwater pellets and throw them into the air, so that way I can see the water floating on something invisible.
Perhaps it's because of the high salinity of the salt water, but by George, it works. And you can see the dripping outline of the bulky, big black lizard that you saw previously.
Belle, get him!
It still has partial concealment. We'll say it's a 20% miss, so roll the percentage die, and then you can say whether you want the high or low of that. If you say high, you just don't get 90 or 100 and it'll hit. If you say low, as long as it's not 10 or 20 on the percentile, it'll hit.
Low. 90.
You hit? Well, what would you roll for your attack?
I rolled 16.
You did not hit. But if you did hit, it would have hit.
Oh, fighting an invisible enemy is rough, even when you can see the outline.
First, it's going to notice the water dripping and shake itself a little bit. And then it's going to swing at Belle. And you can see now that it's using 2 claw-like motions. First one is for 26.
Second one rolled off the table, so it misses, right?
Second one is for 18.
18 hits.
6 and 6. 12 more points of damage. Back to you, Grohl. What did Grohl do?
Like I said earlier, after making sure the lady is safe and secure, we'll have proceeded through to the next car where the creature's straight into. What I'm wondering is, however, given that it's been maybe a minute or two since all that has transpired, would Thunderhand not hear the sounds of battle just a couple cars away?
So that's the thing, is that if this happened in the dining hall, there would have been the kitchen, another dining hall, first-class cars, and then the engine room.
Oh, so we're like 5-6 cars away.
Exactly.
I see.
So I want to know, what is it that Grohl would have did to continue to track said being?
I think moving through the next couple cars, if he's not slowed down by any of the passengers on board. Hand still on his weapon, he's not going to draw it until he sees something he can fire on. Moving into a room, checking immediately to see if anything has been recently overturned that is not a result of the train being stopped a few moments earlier. Checking to make sure that if there are any people in the car, they haven't been like recently wounded in any kind of way that is not independent from train stopping earlier. And then as he checks each of those cars and they seem to be safe, he continues to move on. probably is like doing very little communication. Not only is there something on this train and presumably is the source of harming the guards, harming the passengers, now harming a dog, potentially harming Zaha. In his mind, it's probably like back in the trenches, moving through methodically into the usual combat rhythms that he was raised in, checking the corners, securing the wounded. And if nothing is in the room, then he's going to keep on pressing. He can't see what is causing the antagonism, but it is now undeniable that there is something on the train that is doing it. And so he will keep pursuing it until he can nail it down.
Roll a d4 for me.
That is a 1.
You find yourself at the tail end of the first class rooms. Now roll a d6 for me.
That is a 2.
As a 2. As you get in there, you hear commotion in the next car over. And then you begin to see, since you're honed in on trying to track this down, you see water coming from beneath the doors on the train car and leaking over on the other side.
As in, it's like leaking out or leaking into?
It's leaking into. So from the next car, there's something that's causing water to leak into the next car.
So it's leaking out from that car into my car?
Yes.
I see.
On the far end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the other end of the room.
Yeah. What do you do?
I want to check quickly if there are windows in this car. I want to do a quick visual confirmation that the green force field around the train is still in effect.
It is still in effect.
Okay. That strangely may fortify Thunderhand, and I think with a renewed sense of like, not only are we getting closer, but whatever this is can't get away, we'll then move into the next car.
You move into the next car and you see Dee Dee behind a larger lizard. Sharpening your focus, you see the outline of...
Something sweating.
Yes. And something that seems reptilian in nature. And you are now part of the combat. Would you like to roll for initiative or just insert yourself at the tail end?
I think put me at the tail end.
All right. And we are turning back to Dee Dee. And you see...
The threshold opens, and out of the darkness steps in Thunderhand, who has been holding his hand on his gun for a couple minutes now. We close in on the black leather glove on the handle of the revolver, and we hear the tightness of the leather as it creaks in his fist as he pulls the machine out of its holster.
It's a lizard! Not the big lizard, it's another lizard. It's an invisible lizard! And I'm going to cast another Rejuvenate Eidolon for 14 points of health.
All right. You're tracking health, correct?
I am. It's been a real roller coaster, I'll tell you what.
Ups and downs.
But Belle can get an attack in. Belle, once again, snapped just at the air, just missing this invisible creature. Is just as fast as she is. That's another 2. These dice are killing me.
Boop. The invisible creature will now take a swing at Belle again. That's a 25, followed by... Does a 16 hit?
16 does not hit.
Okay. So only 1 this time. And can you believe it? It's actually 7 this time. 7 points of damage.
This thing hits hard.
Grohl, you are 25 feet away from the bigger lizard that you see.
I will open with an adjustment step for 5 feet to close the distance from 25 to 20 feet. I'm going to take a full round attack action. Take 1 shot and transform it into 2 with rapid shot.
Okay.
And each of those shots, I'm going to spend a grit point on for up close and deadly, which will only matter if I hit. So I am rolling at +8 to fire against the target's touch AC currently.
Do you have precise shot?
Yes.
Okay.
So first roll is 16 against touch, and the second roll is 11 against touch.
1 hit.
I will be dealing 1d8 plus 2d6 on the first attack, and on the second attack, I will be dealing half of 2d6.
But you only got 1 hit.
Up close and personal still deals damage. Even if I miss, it deals half the extra damage, which is 2d6. So the first attack will be 1d8 plus 2d6 for a confirmed hit. The second hit will be half of 2d6 minus the d8.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll for concealment.
Oh, I should have thought about that before I spend 2 bullets firing. If I call high, I have to roll high or roll the opposite of high?
So if you call high, just don't get the 9 or a 10. If you call low, just don't get the 1 or 2.
I'm gonna call high. What is that? I can't look.
5.
You're safe.
Where he has been traveling through the cars in a defensive stance, hand over pistol. As soon as he steps into combat, relaxes back into a firing stance, and in the blink of an eye, double fans the hammer, firing off 2 shots, hitting 1, missing.
My hero coming to rescue little old me.
He must be really, really invested in you.
Yeah, he must have seen me dancing in the saloon and decided to come after me. To think, if it wasn't for him, I might be killed here.
If he saves you, will you go with him anywhere?
The mental gymnastics Grohl is doing as he fires the shot.
Oh yeah, who are you aiming at?
I deal 7 points of precision damage to the creature.
I just see blood spurts in the air. So I loose my wand and shoot a magical missile. That's a 1.
+1.
+1. So for 2 points of damage.
Nice.
It's not very strong. It's a very wispy missile. Pew.
Bloop, bloop.
Bale's gonna take a bite at the lizard. 14?
No.
Yeah, and it's hard fighting an invisible creature. Don't judge her too harshly.
It do be hard, though.
How do we handle the horrors we can't see?
You can't see a solution when you can't see the problem.
Very well said. This is very well said.
That sounds like an idiom that Duchess Danger would get wrong.
You can't find a solution if you got no solutions to find.
But if I don't see a problem, then there's nothing to have a solution for.
If you can't see the problem, you don't need a solution.
Just gotta make a book of Duchess Danger isms.
I study from the school of Dahlia-isms or Danger-isms.
24 and 17 to hit.
Is it Belle or is it me?
It's Bell.
Oh, damn it.
Due to Bell's size, it can't reach you really without a provoking Bell, so it needs to get through Bell first. There's also the fact that it's another reptilian entity. It needs to establish dominance, so it's going to kill Bell first.
All right, well, 24 hits, 17 snap. Belle has an AC of 18, if you're wondering.
5 points damage.
Belle's hanging in there at 19.
19 health left.
19 health left.
Ooh.
19 of...
20. No, of 42. 20 should be dead.
That's a couple seasons away.
Anytime we say a number under 20, we can make that joke.
I mean, it's literally built in that way. It's almost like I built that system off of a D20.
So you can have 20 characters built out. Oh no, 1 died. Well, 2 is coming in.
Thunderhand.
Is the creature more or less visible than it was in the last round? Or is it unchanged?
The outline of it is visible because of water
Because
dripping.
of water and it's sweating.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why it has partial concealment.
Thunderhand's feeling is that, like, this is a short window of opportunity. Grohl, for his turn, he spent 2 shots, he still has 4 in the chamber, is going to move 15 feet. So he moved 5 feet last turn to close the distance from 25 to 20. He's going to move 15 feet this turn to move it from 20 to 5. I won't be able to take the rapid shot, but I can still take regular shot with up close and deadly.
Okay.
And because I'm not rapid shotting, I'm retaining my full to hit bonus. This is going to be a +10 to hit against touch. 12 against touch.
Roll your damage.
I need to roll concealment now, right?
Yes. And to clarify, so if you roll high, you can't get a 9 or 10. If you call low, you can't get 1 or 2.
You're calling the negative.
I'm going to call low.
That's a 3. That's safe.
Roll your damage.
Would you believe it is exactly the same damage as it was last round?
Wasn't it just 2 last
It
time?
was 7 last time, and it's 7 this time as well.
7 is the lucky number of this episode.
I guess that's true.
His name was Grohl Thunderhand, a hobgoblin traveling the wasteland.
Okay, so he's taken 32 points of damage so far.
And I've spent half my magazine so far. I have spent 3/4 of my grit points for the day.
I've spent a majority of my spells.
Yeah.
Time to spend more of those spells.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand, which is a cantrip. And I'm going to grab some soot or ash from the fire elemental, either fire elemental that's perished, and throw it at the sweat monster.
You're going to throw it at the sweat monster. Roll to hit your attack.
A ranged attack, I guess.
A ranged touch, yeah.
I am now in range of your attack to fail. Because I just moved up 15 feet past your lizard to fight the lizard.
Oh, I see. Confirm. What is a crit with a non-lethal attack?
It's nothing.
I rolled a natural 20 to Mage Hand some ash at the enemy.
Oh, you just pulled the fucking pocket sand.
Duchess Danger mimics the grabbing of the ash with the mage hand with her own hand and chucks it at the creature.
And as you hit the creature, perhaps by sheer luck or happenstance, or maybe because the way the fire elemental died was particularly gruesome and fast.
The first one, right?
Sure. It coats the lizard perfectly. And just the lizard, nothing more, nothing less. And not only that, it is such a good hit, you almost match perfectly the shade of black that this lizard actually is, just through the ash by itself. And the lizard is absolutely visible.
Talk about cross-hatching the negative space. Good job, man.
All right, Belle, no more concealment. That's a 17.
Nope.
All right, well, sorry, Belle. She got one really good hit in, and that's it.
The establishing hit is what we're going to need. Now your magic missiles can hit. Now my bullets can hit.
And we're going to roll.
No way.
A long-time house rule that we have been playing with in this play group is that if you roll a natural 1, attack roll, skill check, whatever you do, if you roll a natural 1, you have to slap yourself. And our GM, Bill Borneo, has just slapped himself twice.
Perhaps it was the potency of the ash. Maybe there's excess phosphorus in it. But for whatever reason, as it went to swing, some of it got in its eyes and was not able to make an attack. And not only that, it is blinded at the moment.
Bucket sand.
That's all it took. That's all it took. We're not rolling concealment anymore, right?
Nope. Pistol whip.
I'm gonna take a full round to rapid shot. My first attack will be a regular, and then my last attack will be spending my final grid point on an up close and deadly. So these will both roll at +8 against his touch. First, we have 16 + 8 for 24 against touch, and second, we have 12 against touch.
Both miss.
12 hit touch.
Both miss is what the lizard would like to hear. But alas, that's a hit and a hit.
Our first bullet, we deal 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And then for our up close and deadly roll, on the second roll, we do...
Is it the same as the first 2 rolls?
This was a 6 this time. So I deal 10 this round off 2 more shots. And that empties my chamber, so I'll have to reload on my next turn.
And I believe the last time I said it had taken 32 points of damage, correct?
So now it's up to 42.
Yes. All right. Girl, have you ever shot anyone before?
Yeah.
What's it like from your perspective when a bullet pierces through their lungs?
So Grohl only came into handling firearms in the last 1.5 years of his life. So if you asked Grohl what taking a life was like when he was still in the Hobgoblin war parties, it's like breathing. It's what you're conditioned to do. It's what you're supposed to do. Now that he's been given a tool and some training that has a much higher, let's say cost-effective, let's say efficient point-and-click execution style, for Thunderhand, it's probably there's more weight behind every time he has to pull the trigger. And not just because the ammunition is expensive or not just because the technology is in a fledgling state right now. You know, he's one of like maybe 30 people in the world that has access to this kind of firearm technology. Killing vis-a-vis these tools carries a heavier weight for him, but is one that he is trying to acclimate himself to because he is on his way to go be an authority figure whose main lethal option for putting down opposition is this item. So killing is not new to him. Depending on the day, depending on how much he's had to drink, he'll give you any number of diatribes on it. But now that he is coming into a kind of like official, human-backed, authoritative position, this very efficient tool at killing people and factoring in the cost of ammunition, it probably weighs more on him as a matter of resources and less as a matter of morality. The morality is certainly present, but pulling the trigger is something he only does if he has to do it.
Would you say killing's like breathing?
It used to be, and now killing is something he has to think about.
And yet, despite the fact that Grohl has hardened himself to the realities of killing, there's something that's still uneasy about the sound of someone losing their ability to breathe. Something about the depressing of lungs, like a bag with a hole in it that slowly just hisses out in a hollow way. And as you pierce through the flesh, you hear that, and you know it's about to happen. Duchess.
Blast my wand of magic missile for 3 points of damage. Now that the lizard folk is visible, does a 22 fucking hit?
Its AC is 20, so...
All right, Belle. Sorry, Belle's had a rough day. She does 15 points of damage.
What's it like when you hit something with your magic missiles?
Underwhelming.
Underwhelming. You watch as those missiles plop plop against this now black, was also previously black lizard. Any thoughts at all? As you can see, the tenseness of its shoulders begin to relax, as if it's coming to terms with the fact that it's not making it out of this room alive.
Tears well up in my eyes. As Belle takes a bite out of the lizard folk, I'm going to run to interject and cover the injured lizard folk's body so Belle stops.
Belle, stop. Belle, it's over. It's over. Stop.
So Belle grips onto the neck of the lizard folk and ragdolls it a little bit before it listens to your command and lets it go.
Good girl. You can go home now. Send Belle home. She can go home and rest up. And then I'm gonna start treating the lizard folk's wounds. Is he still alive? Can I feel a pulse?
As you stop Belle from ending this thing's life, it looks at you and its eyes soften a little bit. It mutters something. It mutters something in lizard. And then it looks to you and it just says,
"My brother will finish what I started."
And he loses consciousness.
We need to secure him. I have a pair of
We don't have
masterwork.
time. He's bleeding out. I think your firearm pierced a lung, and I'm gonna ignore Thunderhand and try to stabilize him.
We're going to work in tandem and maybe even against each other. As she's trying to stabilize him, I am securing my manacles on his wrists.
Roll a heal check for me, please.
I'm also going to reload while this is happening.
It's only a 10.
You don't have the time.
I want you to roll a CMB for me, but you can give yourself a plus 20 because he's not going to move. I just want to make sure you don't fumble the bag and handcuff yourself to Duchess by mistake.
16 plus 26 is...
Yeah, manacle.
Yeah.
All right, you can try to heal him again.
I'm going to take out my bag of holding, reach in and pull out the box that Allison gave me, and then inside that box, I believe I have 2 mystery potions. I'm just going to pour them down the lizard folk's throat. I don't know what they are.
I'm going to try to intercede on that, and as I'm finishing manacling him, like, what are those, and what are you feeding him?
It's not too late. I can still save him. I can still...
Don't hate the lizard, hate the crime.
Not Belle taking the Nuremberg defense.
On
Qwest
Coast!
That was episode 4 of Riches Derailed, featuring Brick Chimneys as Grohl Thunderhand, myself, Blue Jay, as
Duchess Danger.
and of course the rootinest tootinest game conductor around these parts, Bill Borneo. If you like what you hear, reach out to us on our Instagram, YouTube, or wherever you listen to your podcasts at Qwest Coast Podcast. Artwork for the podcast was created by Jordan Chao. You can find more of his work over on Instagram at Chowderbrains with 2 Z's. Our theme song is Borrowed Time by the ever-talented Tao Wu. You can find his music on all music apps, and you can follow him on Instagram at Tao Wu. That's TAUWOO. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time on Qwest Coast.
DD, stay out of my engine room.
I'm sorry, Zaha. I have failed you.
You are ignorant. You are ignorant. And you are ignorant.
Why are you so stupid? You're always so stupid.
Man, dark else.